Hey, it's Mike, and today we're going to look at this Variables API for Game Creator 2. It's in the core module. It's in the advanced section, and there's a Variables API. We're going to see how we can use this, put it to practical use in this video. So let's get started. We have this simple car controller that is free on the Asset Store from Bone Cracker Games. This one's a free one. It allows you to have a very simple car. If you're blocking out a game, you don't need a fancy physics car controller. This one is a bare bones one, and it allows you to simply implement a simple blockout vehicle very quickly. But it also has the code behind it is more simple as well, so that it is easy to customize by coding, a little bit of coding. So if you want to take a look at this, I'll leave a link down below to that. And then, so basically what I'm doing here in Unity, I have that same car controller, and I have my Game Creator 2 character. And what I want to do is to be able to drive the car using the player. And so I have this exit enter point on the car, and it's a trigger so that if the player interacts with it, it will do a bunch of actions, and the player will be driving the car. It'll switch to the car's camera shot, and it'll do a bunch of things. But the one thing I wanted to do is once we're driving, I don't want the player to be able to exit the vehicle if the vehicle is going above a certain speed. So what we want to do is be able to check the current speed of this controller. However, there is no way to do that. It does have a speed variable, but it's hidden from the inspector. But it does have a speed variable though, so we can invoke a method, because with Game Creator 2 you can invoke methods. So I have this method, invoke methods here, but the problem with invoke methods is if the method returns a value, it won't show up on the list. So in the drivetrain component, I have this one called get current speed. It actually doesn't return anything, but what we can do is use this variables API to actually set a value of a local name variable. And you can use this with local name variables and with global name variables, as well as list variables as well. And you can listen to events so that when one changes. So this is all done in C# code, in your C# code. So it allows me to modify the drivetrain component here. So if I go into that script and edit the script, so all we have to do is go down to the end where I put the bottom. So I have this public void get current speed, right? So what we want to do is update a local name variable with the current speed. And what I have here is a local name variables variable here, which is actually, which we define at the top here. So the public local name variables, local name variables is the game creator runtime variable, as it says in this API. It can be referenced like any other script, so because it's a component attached to a game object. So if you're familiar with how Unity normally does things, you can put a public variable or a serialized private variable and have it assigned in the inspector. So here I created this local name variable, and it's right here. Local name variables shows up in this configuration. The only thing with this particular inspector is if I go to scripts, it has. If I go to the editor folder, it has a drivetrain editor script. So the other thing I had to do is add it to this script as well. Right at the bottom here of the property fields that you can see So basically, you just add it to the end of this list, and then it will show up in the this list here. So then you just drag your local name variable to it, which is in here. The enter exit point has a local name variable called current speed. So what we want to do, so what I did was assign enter exit point here. So then when we get to the script here, go to where the method is. We have get current speed. So I'm just saying if this local name variable is not null, in other words, it's been assigned in the inspector, then we're going to call this API function called just the set function, which allows you to specify the variable name and the value. So current speed, and then the value speed is the actual value that this component already had in there. It's just hidden in the inspector, but it still has it. So we can just update the current speed in our local name variables with the speed. So whenever the player attempts to exit the vehicle, what we do here, we check to first of all make sure that we are driving, and then we invoke the method to get the current speed. That will update this variable right here, and then I do a run conditions to see if that local name variable is less than or equal to 5. You can set it to whatever you want, and then if it is, then it runs through all the actions to disable the vehicle and let the player run around again. So let's see how that works. So we go to this one, and now we can drive. Oh, because I was going less than 5, it got out of the car. So let's travel more fast. And if I press E to exit the vehicle, nothing happens because the current speed is greater than 5. It's 40 right now. So if I slow down, now it's 24, 12. So now 3.75. So it triggers the logic, and now I can run around again. So that is how you can use this API. You can get or set variables with it. You can see if a variable actually exists in the local or global name variables component. And you can listen to events as well. But in this particular example, all I did was set the value of a local name variable so that I could access it outside of the vehicle's controller, because the invoke methods does not allow you to return a value. So that's it for this short video. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out my Patreon if you would like to support the channel, or the coffee link below. You can reach me on my Discord or in the comments here. And I am still working on the next of the melee and weapon switching series. I'm just still working through a problem with the shooter holstering and unholstering of the gun. Once I fix that, then that video will go out. So until then, we will see you in the next one.